Now, hello everybody, welcome back to NASA. This is potentially game 5 of the day. We'll see how the order shakes out. Right now, this is Jackpot versus Atlas's diversified resume on Demon Diaz, however you want to say it. This is an explosive entrance, extra special start. How you feeling about these team comps, Potat?
Honestly, I'm super excited. I think this is going to be a very, very explosive game, thanks to the Awakening start and part. But also because I'm seeing an Alpha Me Brawler on that Aimee, which is a pick that you don't see too often, but you've seen a good couple times here in Nassel, or not here in Nassel, but like in those Nassel games, and also just in comp. And I mean, already it's off to a crazy start. You got that kill, that double kill from the side of Jackpot, and I mean, Color Craze uses that flip to get that in, but you're already seeing just that damage, that kill pressure. This Aimee Brawler is going to be a very interesting pick, and as you see there, Twy took 2 hits already at half health.
And General Twy not looking very healthy, but Color Craze is also not looking the healthiest. Does have the now ult to kind of stabilize that damage, but it is going to be Alpha Me who is going to be securing General Twy in the back of ADR's net, and now this is a power play for the side of Jackpot.
Yeah, and now with General Twy back up, that is a bit of a power play, kind of gone for naught, but they're going to get the first barrier, and this is really what you want to be seeing here if you're the side of Jackpot. You want to get that constant pressure, you want to get those kills and threaten that damage, and oh my god, even though General Twy was very damaged, the side of Jackpot was... it did unfortunately end up losing that point, and General Twy, great boost to get right on in there and push it straight down in the net. But I mean, I think this is a very like versatile back and forth kind of game here, because like you're gonna see a whole lot of damage just off the rip. The Aimee Brawler is going to provide a lot of damage, but she's a bit of a glass cannon kind of a character in that she doesn't have the greatest health pool, and she's also not going to be really all that great at being like right up in your face unless she puts down a turret, and even then that's pretty long cooldown, and you don't have that extra special on that Aimee. So you got the damage, you got the kill pressure, but you also don't have a too terribly much like pressure just up on that offensive line, and that is really kind of something that you want to have, especially on this Demon Deus map where you gotta be able to just push the core around people, push the core through people. But for the time being, we are seeing Jackpot has had a very good showing, just opening up these barriers constantly, just providing so much pressure, and we've seen so many kills just fly all over the map in just a short amount of time. So even with both barriers down on both sides, I'm interested in seeing how this open barrier from both sides is going to be.
Open barrier into the power play now. The turret does come out. Alpha Me has been getting so many kills, has been finding a way to survive. Rocket just barely fading out before the core is touched. Now Color Craze back on the field. Wallaby Gangster in front of the net, and with a good strike rebound off of the wall there, it's going to go in. Alonzo just was not able to catch that core in time, and now it is ADR up 2 points now to 1 in this set 1.
Yeah, and already the side of Jackpot coming out of the gates with some strong pressure, but unfortunately that tornado is going to be sent out a little early and wasn't really able to provide too much pressure. But the kind of pressure that we are seeing is a lot of that damage, as I'm saying. I think I'm going to say it all game, but like teams, the health bars are just flying across the map. Alonzo taking a whole bunch of damage, having to tank that. Color Craze also super low, and we could be seeing Atlas's diversified resume first set here, potentially, right up there, yeah.
No, potentially about it. Wallaby Gangster is just going to run with the core there, pops the Rasmus secondary, puts Alonzo into a situation you hate to be in as goalie, right? There's a Rasmus running at you, you just used all of your tools, all you have left is your strike, and now it's just going to be Atlas taking the set. Now Wallaby is first up, of course, MVP. Lots to choose from, decides to go for bulk up, and this draft is looking like it could run away for the side of ADR.
Yeah, right now I'm seeing Alonso did have to block off that Deadeye from that General Twy Luna, so that could be pretty scary here. But
Ooh,
also
prize fighter.
ADR Bertram getting that twin drive, that's going to be a lot more of defensive opportunities. But as you said, as you mentioned right there, the prize fighter on Alphamy, we've seen the kills already go flying. We could see far more if Alphamy is able to get just 1 or 2 kills. All of a sudden, that's so much more damage allotted to the character and to the player. And I mean, right there we're seeing you might not need that damage if you're already going to just shoot that right in. And oh my gosh, Alphamy, just quick 14-second goal onto the side of Atlas's diverse Veteresme. Oh my gosh. And we're going to see that first set get taken. But Jackpot is definitely down, but not out, unless Color Curious gets knocked off this map here.
Color Curious is very looking like he's going to be down and out. There it is. One rocket is going to secure his life, while the strike is going to secure the last barrier. Now that is an open net for the side of Jackpot. Not a single barrier taken from the side of ADR. Wallaby once again in front of the net. Alonso going to win the fight this time, but you get General Twee involved there, and that is going to be the Luna nuke to send the core in. Now 1-1 tied up in the second set.
Yeah, that was a really good team play coming out from Atlas's diversified Resme. And I think here what you're going to want to be seeing from this Rasmus and from this Luna is just coordinated team play. Oh my gosh. Oh, the coordinated team play might not be able to happen, though, if that Luna is off the map. And that, oh my gosh. They do not want me to talk. All good. And that Wallaby Angsta having to do the 1v3. All good, though, because Alphamy gonna lock that in, and I just completely lost track, but it is all good. Alphamy gonna lock that in, and oh, I don't know what's going on there. But, like, as I was saying, the coordinated team play in this league, such as NASA, is really, really important. You gotta get it. Just, oh my gosh.
Everyone does need to get involved, even if that means, you know, the coordinated team play of walking into a now triangle that had been sitting there for, you know, 5 minutes. But Bertram will not make that mistake again, and now it is Alphamy who is going to be looking to be killed, although General Twy is going to win the 1v1 against the IME. Now that is Alphamy off the board, 1 goal barrier down a piece. The power play is going to result in Jackpot losing both of their barriers. Color Craze retreating, trying to find a way to survive, uses the ult, uses the flip, now down to Alphamy, who has respawned. Power play is over, jumps in, Cyber Swipe going wide, but a great glitch pop is going to knock Bertram out of the way of the goal. Now this is an open goal on either side.
Yeah, and the open goal, very scary for both teams there, but Wallaby had to use that flip, and not having a flip against that era goalie means that you're going to be in a pretty rough situation. But, oh, really good attempt on that death touch there, but really good defense so far here from the side of Jackpot, is they're able to keep it up for now. That Wallaby Rasmus is looking really scary, but honestly, if Alonso is able to get some sort, oh my gosh, some sort of some of that bewitching beam onto that Rasmus, maybe we could see something here. But the side of Jackpot has been doing a really good job of turning those defensive plays into offensive situations, and oh, so we're getting a lot of close calls here. But for the time being, it's cores out of the net for both sides.
Cores out of the net for both sides, but General Twee does have the core flip in front of the net. This is Luna. This could be very dangerous very quickly. And oh, what a primary coming out from Color Craze. The core flip being burned here from General Twee, trying to get a little bit more tempo for his team and not going to find it just yet. Rocket comes out now. Wallaby in front of the net with the Death's Touch. Strike from General Twee, not going to find it. It's Mark Alphamy now cyber swiping in, not going to find what he's looking for. But the turret, the sentry turret, is going to plop out, and General Twee with a boost is going to run in, hit the core, and as Alonso strikes it out, is going to use his own strike to secure it. General Twee with the second point here for ADR, now 2-2 in this set too.
I knew that there would be a lot of chaos, but there is so much chaos happening already. Alphamy getting taken off the map is going to be very, very scary for Jackpot here. They're already down by 1 set. They want to lock in the second set here in the 0.5, but if Alphamy is already off the map, Color Craze is looking super low, but I mean, the damage is just flying across everybody. General Twee also got knocked very low. Color Craze always on that low health bar, but all that matters is really just opening up these barriers, and right now that that coordinated offense from the side of Jackpot hasn't worked out quite yet, but if they're able to use this flip properly, they I don't know what I'm talking about at this point, but really good plays, and that's gonna be that goal going in.
That is going to be the goal going in indeed. I mean, Bertram was just not prepared, was expecting a different sequence of events to transpire there, but ends up not having the strike or not needing to think that he would need to use it, and Alphamy just gets a nice little great shot in. You know, it's more diagonal. But anyways, into this draft, Spark of Strength going down to the Imi. I am interested in that pickup. You know, that's the first Spark in this, and now it's in the third set, so don't know if that's the right time to start scaling. What are you thinking about this, though, Potat?
Well, I think that Spark might be good, but you know what they have to do? They gotta win these next couple sets. Because that Spark, there are 2 Sparks off the board now. I'm not sure if there was a Spark any time early in the draft, but that's 2 Sparks off the board, Leadership and Strength gone, so Alphamy has to get lucky with one of those other 2 Sparks, but oh my gosh, already that Spark of Strength coming in handy as Alphamy gets that first kill, has that second prize fighter stack now, and they're already looking very comfortable going into the set. Oh my gosh, really good passing play from Color Craze, and Alphamy is gonna lock that in. I was about to kind of hate on the on that Spark of Strength pickup, but I was immediately proved wrong as Alphamy was able to get that kill, get that damage and pressure. But I mean, honestly, from that draft as well, we did see Color Craze get that Monumentalist on top of that Timeless Creator. That could be proving very, very useful here in this game. But honestly, Wallaby Gangsta as well, with that Glass Cannon, is going to be pretty strong. Have that more speed that you see running right up with that Whiplash. But ultimately, the draft kind of went both ways, and as I was talking, though, Color Craze got knocked out, so damage, everything is still all over the place, and Color Craze uses that ult, and it's already pretty low.
Already pretty low. Jackpot with a cute little passing play earlier did secure the first point, but now this is the second point. Goal barriers open. The pressure is mounting after a couple of power plays, but with nothing being found for them. Finally, the second barrier goes down, and now it is an open net, but you are down a member. ADR is going to have to fight off this onslaught for another 7 seconds until General Twee can get back onto the map, and Alphamy with a great strike is going to force Bertram to force the core flip out, but now Wallaby in front of the net with the core flip of his own. It's going to sink it in, and there was just nothing that the side of Jackpot could do to respond. Now tied it up in this third set, 1-1 now.
Yeah, everything is even here. Whoever takes the points wins at this point, but right now we're seeing that flip used by Color Craze to open up the barrier, and these coordinated efforts are going to be what's really important, because both players, both offensive players from the side of Jackpot there, kind of use their own flips for their own thing, and only one barrier ended up getting taken down for it, and that's really just not what you want to see in terms of the energy consumption and energy usage, because now Color Craze doesn't have anything to evade, and all of a sudden Color Craze is at half health, getting damage jumped by the entire side of ADR here and there. But what they can see some pretty good like working together in terms of is that damage, as Bertram is super low and super scared in terms of the health, but for the time being nobody's out of the map yet.
Nobody's out of the map yet. Flip comes out. Great angle up in the top. Very quick play. Had to make things happen very quickly because of that now triangle. The primary sitting in front of the net. Had to find something, and Wallaby was ready and waiting for whatever General Twee would bring out. And as we can see, it was very successful in finding its mark. The goal now. Game looking a little awkward as one team member of Jackpot, Alphamy, has left the field now. Play will still resume. One goal barrier apiece. Rocket going to hit Alonzo. Bertram getting involved now, does take the last barrier, uses the Rose Warp to secure their barrier from dropping, and that is going to be off of the wings of a Luna nuke off of General Twee. Wallaby Gangster finding a way to restrike the core into the net, and that is going to be ADR taking the third set now, 3-1.
Yeah, that was a really unfortunate situation for the side of Jackpot, but ultimately ADR played by the rules. That is a perfectly legal maneuver, even if it was a little bit of a rough situation. And we are going to see that Wallaby is going to be rewarded with that recovery drone. Big pickup off of that. And unfortunately, we don't have Alpha Me there in order to secure anything. Because, I mean, and we are going to see that Super Surge picked up for Alpha Me, but gameplay is going to be paused. Now we are going to wait. Oh, Alpha Me's back up now. Kind of a bad, unfortunate situation. Alpha Me back up, ended up getting that Super Surge. Alonso, though, got casted last. Should be pretty nice for that era goalie. It's going to give you a few more opportunities to just make Wallaby ganks small, and then just kind of gives yourself a bit more opportunities on that defensive line against that massive Rasmus. But also we saw Color Craze with that prime time. Always nice to have more of those sentry drones just able to set up and kind of control the playing field. And then on the other side, we saw Bertram pick up the aerials, which, with that twin drive especially, is going to be pretty useful. But, for the time being, the side of Jackpot didn't like what happened in that previous set and is coming out swinging in this set as we see a kill on the board and all barriers down.
All barriers down, 10 seconds remaining in the round. Luna Nuke does come out. The Era Ultimate is going to try and get Wallaby Gangster out of the play. Going to succeed for now, but he does have that flip. He does have that recovery drone. This could be very dangerous situation. Little bit excited to use that flip, uses it and then gets killed. Does have the recovery drone though, is going to survive on this board for a little bit longer, but that is an early recovery drone loss. Color Craze being taken very low, could be next up, but it will be a fight between nobody because Wallaby is just going to find the perfect angle to send the strike in and score. Well played from the side of ADR.
That was a great find from Wallaby. Even on Death's Door, we did see that really good angle, just putting it right past Alonso, which, unfortunately, that era goalie, once you use that Flutterfly, you don't have too terribly many options in order to get around the map, and if you don't have any cooldowns up, there's not a whole lot you can do in terms of just running back there and getting that core out. But for the time being, a piercing shot from Bertram is going to go a bit wide, ending up opening his own barrier, which is pretty unfortunate for ADR, but for the time being, they're able to hold it down, but I spoke a bit too soon, as now both barriers are down for the side of ADR. This could be pretty scary. We do see that flip on Alchemy as well, could come in very handy as Bertram taken off the map, and now it's a 2v3.
And the sentry turret is going to be dropped down. Little red carpet for the core there. You know, General Twee not using that core flip for that. Good instincts there to keep it for this next point. You know, it looked pretty hopeless for the side of ADR, especially since Bertram had just been KO'd. That is going to be a little bit of revenge coming out from General Twee, taking out that Alpha Me. The problem has been solved. The prize fighter stacks have been taken, and now it is a power play that is over, but the net is open, and now Wallaby posturing in front of the net, trying to find a way to get this core in. Secondary burn, not going to find it. Alpha Me with a great strike. With a great strikes, is going to take both goal barriers after some repositioning. Doesn't have the cyber swipe to try and make this goal happen, but you do have a Color Craze who does have the Monumentalist and does have the flip. Can get so much core control here. Up to Alpha Me. Does not find Alpha Me's hands. The cyber swipe goes wide, the strike goes wide, and now it is a power play once again, this time for the side of ADR. Bertram now down to the bottom. Glitch Pop comes out. Alpha Me trying to take the orb, leaving Alonso in a dangerous situation, though Alonso does have flip. This could be the turnaround. General Twee boosting in. There goes Alonso with the flip. No longer has that resource. Death Touch come out. Not going to find anything. Down to Wallaby, who does have that flip. Color Craze going to have to find a way to get this core in a good position for Alpha Me. Sentry turret comes out. Bertram forced to use the flip. Now back up to Alonso. Both forwards in front of the net. That is just too much pressure from one little era, and Wallaby is going to secure this goal with the flip. This is match point now set for. This could be ADR taking game one.
ADR is in a very good spot right now, as you said. But ultimately, we are seeing some really good team plays from this team as well. We saw General Twee boosting in, running up at Alonso, said, "Hey, I'm in your base now. What are you going to do about it?" And, I mean, that gave Wallaby the perfect opening to just send the core straight past that Bewitching Beam and ultimately open up that point. And now they're on game point. They could take this first game just right here and now, but on the other side, they do have both barriers open. A General Twee, a very small Luna, looking very, very hurt. And, I mean, they do have both barriers down. This could be very scary for the side of both teams, actually.
Both teams indeed. One barrier going down now. Jackpot still has one in the bank to hold with. That is going to be Bertram and General Twee being taken pretty low. General Twee having to use that core flip to try and break some of that pressure. Is going to find the strike. The cyber swipe goes wide. Alonso trying to find a way to get it through. Wallaby. Rocket comes out. Great decision to send it back down there. Now the sentry turret coming out. The pressure is mounting. Era Beam not going to find anything. Color Craze now trying to get his hands on the ball, but Bertram is going to use a great ultimate, managing to keep that core on the side of Jackpot. Now it is Color Craze, Alpha Me with the ball in their hands. Wallaby though with a great Rasmus secondary, going to find the last barrier. Now this is an open net on either side. This could be anyone's game.
Yeah, that whiplash speed gave a lot of pressure there, but now it's up to Alonso to keep his core out of that. And unfortunately, a really well-placed crater is going to open up both Color Craze's health bar and also that final gold that ADR needs in order to close out this game one. And now we're moving on to game two in just a little bit here, but do you have any like big points about that game? Because I think there was a lot of really good pressure from both sides. We saw that 21-minute game set for, and that, like, the side of ADR got those 8 kills that were really necessary, and the side of Jackpot got those 10 kills. There was a lot of damage, a lot of kills flying across that screen that whole time. I mean, honestly, great teamwork, great plays from both those teams. But ultimately, I think just Wallaby and General Twee played that so well. They were able to just like crush down upon Alonso on that era and just kind of force that core into the net so well together.
Hello everyone, welcome back to game 2 of Atlas's Diversified Resume versus Jackpot. Now, looking at these comps, we've got the Julie, the Ivy, the Now coming out from Jackpot, and the X-Era Estelle coming out from ADR. Tell me what you think about these awakenings, Potet, as we get into this absolutely death-defying looking game 2.
I mean, honestly, we see that twin drive and that bulk up. You gotta love both those awakenings, as, I mean, that bulk up, that twin drive is gonna allow for Alonso to get taken up already. And oh my gosh, I don't think we want to hear about awakenings according to the to these teams, because that core's already in on the net in 29 seconds. Nice quick first goal from the side of ADR, but I mean, as I was saying, we're gonna see, like, twin drive, you love having those extra cooldowns and having that extra speed, and also having that damage with that bulk up with Wallaby Gangstas. We see Color Craze get taken off the map for the second time in 2 points, and we're already off to a crazy start as ADR is just looking to run with this game.
And they are going to run away with it indeed. Like you're saying, those twin drives are going to let this era... She took twin drive, right? Yeah, she definitely did. It's going to let this era just get all of these, what is it called? Flutterfly, flutter step, something with butterflies. It's going to allow them to run so fast, so often. And I mean, Alpha V and Alonso and Color Craze have not been able to really play so far. They haven't even, this is the first time they've gotten a barrier so far. Alpha Me now getting involved and trying to find a way in, and that is going to be Bertram taking out Color Craze with the Estelle primary. Alpha Me going for a dash punch, not going to find it. Maelstrom comes out, not going to find anything for it, and Bertram pushed up just a little bit too awkwardly, is going to be taken advantage of from Alonso with the flip. Great bounce with that strike, just boom boom into the net. Even got Bertram's flip. Great value coming out from the side of Jackpot.
Yeah, I mean, Alonso flashing that Jackpot emote. He knew he ran the numbers, and he got that gold. I mean, that 777. But it's good. They're gonna require a bit more than just luck if they want to keep this these points flowing. I mean, it's looked pretty scary, pretty precarious so far in this game, and that General Twee with that flip is running up, looking pretty strong. However, Alpha Me has been pretty solid in terms of just getting these kills, getting the core around, and in the last game we saw some pretty effective plays, but they're gonna have to just keep them coming if they want to win this game. And I mean, for the time being, they got both barriers down on the side of ADR. They got that flip out of Wallaby Gangsta, and So they could be looking at maybe taking the second this 4th point here and maybe even out this set.
It could even up the set indeed. Color Craze, though, is looking very low. General Twee still has that core flip. Can use it if the pressure gets too much. And a little bit of a miscommunication. What looks like a barrier take is going to be saved by Wallabies dashing in, trying to add a little bit of chaos, a little bit more hitboxes, but it's just going to save the core for now. Flip from Alonso is going to stop the potential attempt on his barrier's life. Now up to the top side there. Core flip coming out from Color Craze. Sentry turret is going to be core flipped right through it. Now the barrier is going down. Open barrier on either side. Alonso getting involved. Alphamy in front of the net. Did finally hit that level 2. Can try to make something of it. Shrike up. Not going to find anything. And a Rose Warp almost gone awry. Does manage to be saved. Alphamy is not going to take advantage of that just yet, but is going to force Bertram to use that flip now. So many opportunities to score, and the core is going to find its way to Wallaby Gangsta, who is going to secure this final point here in set 1 for ADR, up 3-1 in the first set.
Yeah, and I mean, as we saw there, one of those like big things that the Aimee, just the character Aimee Goalie can't do too terribly well is like if the core is going wide, you don't have any crazy speed, and all of your abilities take a little bit of time or like are kind of weird to come out. So like ultimately Alonso didn't have anything up, and that kind of ended up in that set being won. But in terms of Awakenings, I'm talking too long about that character, but we're gonna be seeing already a spark pickup from Alphamy, maybe trying for the second time after last game didn't go over too well. But in other ways, we're seeing that team player coming out from Bertram. That's gonna be really good for just getting this core to Bertram's teammates, getting around that Juliet, who doesn't have too terribly much movement. So if you're able to kind of pass it around, get that team player going, that could be pretty big. But
we're not talking about team player right now.
It's
a KO on the goalie, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was a double power play. X has been taken out as well. Wallaby, his life assassinated, taking it from him. We're taking out Alonso now. Everything has been equalized. All players back on the field, and General Twee, this big bean burrito spamming era, is going to find the goal there. And that is going to be ADR taking this first point. I'm sorry. Please continue about the team player.
I don't think I need to talk any more about it because it's already shown its prowess. Is that core going crazy? Maybe a bit too fast for Wallaby Gangsta there. As we saw that missed barrier opportunity earlier on in that point. But I mean, anyways, it doesn't matter as well if you got that size with that build different on Wallaby Gangsta.
Okay.
Okay. For those that don't know, Alonso's power went out in the middle, or like in between games here, so I think we got a little bit of a rough connection here, maybe for that Alonso Aimee. but we saved it for the time being.
Yes.
But I mean, yeah. So that could be pretty scary. That's something definitely to watch out for, and against that massive Wallaby Gangsta X. You gotta be very careful about how you're choosing to play this game and what you're choosing to do, because that's also that era that General Twee that can run up and just play on top of you.
Run on top of you, and this Estelle with these red. Oh no! He just respawned. You can't do that to Alphamy. Now Color Craze and Alonso continuing to be on this power play Blackfoot, and that is going to be General Twee with the Era Beam securing the goal, and now that is 2-0 on this set 2. ADR taking the lead commandingly.
Yeah, unfortunately Alphamy gone before he could truly live in that point, but I mean, also, I said I wasn't going to talk about the team plan anymore, but you did see just like right there, in order to kind of get that point, win that point, we saw that Bertram just passed it to General Twee in that overtime, and that overtime core just got red cored immediately. Like, it was not even fair. Like, the course just went straight over, got down to General Twee, and gave them very good opportunity because Alonso and Color Craze hadn't fully like shifted their defense over yet. So just that team player, even though I said I wouldn't talk about it, is going to be talking about it more. But in terms of offense, that team player hasn't been used quite yet because General Twee and Wallaby Gangsta haven't had the core go
Look at
back.
that.
Oh no! The flip. Garfield used energy burst. Very unfortunate moment. Maybe a little bit of that router as I was talking about earlier, and
Oh, yeah.
we're gonna see ADR taking that second set 3-0. They are running away with this game. It's looking very scary, very bad spot here for the side of Jackpot, and I mean they need Alonso's internet to lock in in order to win this.
Need Alonso's internet to lock in. Indeed, I do really like this Monumentalist pickup coming out of the era, but hey, stop the presses. We have probably the game-winning awakening here. Everybody, game-winning awakening time! Boo, 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 boo! Wallaby Gangsta has taken this Mine of the Colossus, this X, which has already been running away with this game, has the Era Beam, already has Bulk Up, has the built different. This is going to be potentially what is the final awakening in the grave of Jackpot. Now, there goes Color Craze off of the dash secondary into the ultimate, and now this is just going to be what I imagine is going to turn into an eternal power play if they don't just score this goal right here. But Alchemy has actually different things to say about that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Alchemy is playing some really good offense, just striking it through those two members of ADR, but we're seeing there, oh, gets the kill. They are definitely down, but they're not out yet. Alchemy, during that draft, got that Reptile Remedy and has a bit more of that stagger and damage scaling to go ahead with, and already we're seeing that come to great use as that Spark of Focus giving Alchemy all the cooldowns in the world. And Alchemy, I mean, just gonna send that straight in using that, I forgot what the name is, that Fiery Fist, I'm gonna pretend that's the name, and locking that first goal in for the side of Jackpot. They didn't need any luck to win that point. They just played that really, really well, even with Color Craze getting taken out. But, ooh, Color Craze gets taken out again, and that flip is going to go to waste as Wallaby Gangsta is just a massive force in the team's net. And
wow.
Oh my gosh, that was a really nice 19-second goal coming up from ADR. Is they're going to pull up and get themselves their first point in this set, and they only need 2 more in order to win this series.
Need 2 more to win, and it looks like that is not going to be a tall order. And speaking of tall orders, Wallaby Gangsta orders 1 Era orb in the center of this playground map, gets huge just for the core to go into his own net. Not any fault of Wallabies, but Alpha V, Color Craze, Alonso all getting involved there to get the score. Took it some double barriers, and that was all she wrote for that point number 3. And now it's Jackpot who's looking like they're going to win. And as I say that, Color Craze gets absolutely mogged by Wallaby with the flip in front of the wall there. Gets taken out, power play, now is going to re-respawn right past to him by Wallaby. A little a get well soon card, a little bit of sorry for killing you so, dominantly. But now we're back into a bit of a more neutral position, 1 barrier down for ADR.
Yeah, and I mean, ADR has been getting a lot of these kills onto that now, but ultimately it hasn't really come to much great use. You don't have like a prize fighter, and you don't really have any adrenaline rush to get all those cooldowns back after getting a kill. So Wallaby Gangsta is just kind of a sitting duck in that goal line for the side of Jackpot. And I mean, as we've seen just so far in this set, Jackpot has we already got our luck, we already got our cards in the play, but now it's up to skill, and unfortunately that skill might not be, I might have spoken a bit too soon on that, because that's going to be the core going straight in between Alonso and Color Craze. Color Craze, though, does have that flip available, and the side of ADR doesn't really have any energy to work with here in this point. So there's a very good opportunity. Color Craze already going off the, just going crazy, going wild, opening up both the barriers for ADR. This could be very scary for ADR. They do not want the side of Jackpot to mount a comeback at all whatsoever.
Indeed, and Wallaby using that size, the bell ringer is going to secure that goal. Now hunting for Color Craze, does have it evade, but how long will that survival last? The core is in such an awkward position, but the double strike coming out from Alchemy and Alonso is going to be just enough. Primary comes out the beam, and a great flip from Alchemy is going to stop Wallaby from being able to fly in, and it's also going to kill General Twee. But now it says a 2v2. One midfielder, one goalie versus one goalie, and one brawler. Wallaby, though, so big, can take up the position of two people, and Color Craze is just ripped apart. Alonso is going to cyber swipe through the Maelstrom, was not fully formed, was able to do that, and some packet loss is going to result in the core just not being struck at the right time. Wallaby, the eternal power play, is continuing. This core is bouncing off of every single corner that this variant allows for, the Obscura variant on Clarion. Those corners so deceptive, and the glitch pop is going to send it back into the bell ringer, into General Twice strike, into everything that needs to happen for ADR to score this point, and that is going to be Atlas's diversified resume taking game 2, taking the series in a very dominant performance.
ADR played really, really well there. Wallaby in particular was just catching every single misposition from the side of Jackpot, and I mean, I'm gonna make the joke for another time, but ultimately you don't need luck to get those kills. You just gotta be watching out, and Wallaby got some of that scaling, was really able to just use that pressure, that damage, that bulk up, and that Minded Colossus, all of that just amounting together in order to absolutely demonetize the side of Jackpot. And I mean, even though they were able to lock down some of those 777s, they unfortunately weren't able to do much else. Is only 3 kills on the side of Jackpot. However, we saw those 11 kills from the side of ADR, 9 on Wallaby Gangsta on that X, and I mean, just that pressure, just those plays. It looked like a pretty close game. There were a lot of back and forth situations, a lot of intense spots, especially that last set. But ultimately, you just saw ADR was able to consistently dismantle that defensive side. Wallaby and General Twee, that X and Arrow combo working together really, really effectively in order to just stuff the opposition, stuff Alonso and Color Craze both into their own nets, and also force that core into the net of the side of Jackpot as well. And that's really what you want to see.
What you want to see indeed, if you're the side of ADR or you're an Atlas's diversified resume fan. Now, if you are on the side of Jackpot, worry not. You might be down 5 games in the season, but I do not think that it is over for you just yet. You know, the naysayers might say it is very unlikely, and you know what, they might be right. But if you, Jackpot, lock in and win every single game, there's a chance. I'm just saying. I believe in you. I've seen what you're capable of. I believe in the Jackpot 4-5 record, that eventually you go to tiebreakers, you win, you have a place in playoffs. I believe in it, and I believe in you. So, we will see you all next time for whatever NASA game is up next. If there is one up next, we'll find out. If not, have a great evening. I've been Psykeen, joined by
Hotat.
Yay! And we will catch you later. Goodbye!